ladies and gents, boys and girls, cats and dogs. I just, first of all, welcome to Better Late Than Never Gaming. This is an in and out review of Spider-Man, PS4 Spider-Man. Well, of course it's PS4. It was a PS4 exclusive. And to all my Xbox owners out there, I'm not a fanboy. I do love PlayStation. That's my number one console of choice. But man, I just feel so bad that Xbox owners did not get to play this game. It's Oh my goodness. Let me just get straight to it. There's no script on this one. I usually write things out or think about it before I record these reviews and things like that. But I just like literally a few minutes ago just finished the game, and I did not even want to wait to write it down or think about my thoughts because I got so many emotions right now that I just wanted to go ahead and record as soon as possible. So I'm jumping into this just freestyling everything on top of my head, man. Just bringing it out raw for you guys. First and foremost, Spider-Man, Insomniac Studios, fantastic job. Seriously, fantastic job. This is one of the reasons I love video games without a doubt. This is one of the reasons. This game right here is one of the reasons I love video games. And it hits so many good marks. Like, this game is incredible, dude. And as you guys will know, got people who play video games a lot, when they do adaptations of movies or comic books, and they try to transition that movie or comic book or based off a book, some novel, into a video game, usually it sucks. It's an up in the air thing, right? It's up in the air. It might be good or it might suck. It's never like, oh, that was fantastic. We rarely get that. But with this game, holy smokes, I feel like the people who went into this are fans of Spider-Man, and they did their research. They took their time and they did their research. It was a whole new story. It wasn't a story from the comic books or anything like that or from the movies. They just went in there with so much heart and love and soul, and I could feel that. I love that they gave this a fresh new start and they didn't copy anything else. What else can I say? I have to say Batman Forever. That's my dude. Not Batman Forever the movie, but Batman Forever. That's been my number one comic book hero forever. I just love Batman. That's my dude. And outside of that, I never really, I liked other comic book characters, but they really didn't, I don't know. I didn't have that relationship with them that much. I really wasn't off the walls with it. Like, oh my God, Wolverine or, anybody else, things like that. I do love other comic book characters, but Batman was number one. But after playing this game, I'm such a fan of Spider-Man, and I'm definitely going to pick up more comics and read Spider-Man. Like, I always wanted to. Spider-Man was like always right under Batman, but not as much as he is right now. He's just, without a doubt, after seeing the movie Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, if you guys haven't seen that movie, please check it out. And then playing this game, Spider-Man is just so cool, dude. His character. All right, let's just get into this game now. I feel like they captured the essence of who Peter Parker is. All right, that's first and foremost. I'm a I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm a story type driven dude, all right? I like games with story. And the story was cool. Like I said, it was original. It wasn't nothing too, oh my God, type situation. You saw a lot of things coming, and I don't want to spoil it. This is not a spoiler review. You saw a lot of things coming, obviously, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan. You could see things coming. But it was still clever. It was nice. It wasn't something like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. But it was still heartfelt. Actually, in the ending, I didn't really see it. I did, but I didn't. And back to the feels. This game gave me the feels, man. But I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, let's start from the beginning. Let's start with the graphics. Okay, I don't take long on describing graphics in video games. I get straight to it, and I'm going to stick on that path and do the same thing. The graphics here are freaking phenomenal. If you have a 4K TV, if you have something that, a PlayStation Pro, please put those two together. 4K TV, PlayStation Pro, stick this game in there and just admire it. It's beautiful. Okay, it's one of those games you have to stop and be like, wow. The lighting, everything, the characters, the cutscenes, oh my God, It's awesome, dude. It's awesome. Graphics are phenomenal. One of the best games I've seen. They did a great job with that. Let's skip all the way to the gameplay. Gameplay, all right. This is a hit or miss. This is a breaking point for any Spider-Man game, in my opinion, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree to this. The web swinging. Okay, if you don't have the web swinging down, just stop. All right, don't even try to move forward making a Spider-Man game. Everything else could be cool, but if this web swinging sucks, just stop and start over from scratch. Getting straight to the point again. Web swinging, phenomenal. Okay, 11 out of 10 on a web swinging. So much fun. They nailed it. I felt like Spider-Man. That's the point making these comic book superhero video games is to make you feel like that superhero. I felt like Spider-Man swinging around New York. Oh my God, it felt so good. Okay, they nailed it. There's early on in the game you get to not that early, but they start giving you the option to fast travel, and I fast travel sometimes if the place was too far. But for the majority of the game, I didn't even use the fast travel system because it was so fun getting around town web swinging. Okay, I didn't even want to use the fast travel. I used the fast travel less than 10 times in my whole playthrough. Less than 10 times in my whole playthrough. All right, some of these places you go all around New York. You get to go to Manhattan, you go to Brooklyn, you go to Harlem, you go to Hell's Kitchen, and these places are not close. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Is it an open world? We should consider this an open world game. Kind of, sort of. I'll say a sandbox type game, and the locations are not close. But I rather web swing than fast travel. If I didn't have to, I would web swing. That's how incredible it was. I don't care how far it was. It was so fun just swinging around New York. I love the different ways you could bounce off buildings and just, oh my, it's so good. I can't even talk anymore about it, man. I mean, there's nothing else to say. Web swing is good. Talked about the graphics, talked about the web swinging. The gameplay is cool. Obviously, they took some gameplay, or they were inspired by the Batman Arkham games, if you ever played those. I played the first one. I didn't play the second and third one. Arkham Knight, I think, was the third one. And what was the other one? Arkham Asylum? No, Arkham Asylum was the first one. I forgot the second one. But I played the first one. And yeah, that was cool. The way they did that gameplay. And they did the same thing here with Spider-Man. I feel like it suits Spider-Man so well, especially with the Spidey senses. There's times that enemies will come up to you and trying to hit you, and you could dodge at the last second, and that's so Spider-Man. Spider-Man could take on multiple enemies just like Batman can, and I think that was a cool mechanic, and I love when studios and game creators could bounce ideas off each other and see what worked for one game and then implement that in their game, and I think this works so well with Spider-Man. The fighting was fun as heck. You can, besides fighting, you don't have to like take on people, just charge in there. There's a sneaking technique. You could do that as well, which most of the time I really didn't do. I try to do it here and there, but most of the time I got caught and I guess ended up fighting. But it's fun. If you want to do the sneaking mechanic, you could do that. You could web swing around and try to take out guards without them noticing you. Which these guards are dumb as hell. Okay, this is no Metal Gear Solid. Okay, so the sneaking mechanic is not all that polished, but it's not bad. All right, the game is not trying to be Metal Gear Solid, but I'm glad they give you that option to do that. That's just another option that kudos to Insomniac for adding that to the gameplay. What else with the gameplay? Controls feel good. Love the upgrade system. Not bad. You get different suits and things like that you could upgrade, and they have different abilities. Can't speak. Abilities with these suits, which is pretty cool. You could upgrade your web slinger as well. There's different web, like you have like a web bomb, and then you have like a web electrocuting web and things like that. So there's different ways you could attack in this game, which is pretty cool. What else? Okay, we talk about gameplay, we talk about the graphics. Let's just get straight into the story. The story was pretty darn good. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty good, man. Pretty heartfelt. I liked it. Towards the end, I got the feels. I got a little emotional. I got goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie. Not afraid to admit it. I'm a grown man, and yes, towards the end, I got emotional. It was awesome. It was just great voice acting. I thought the actors did a great job. It was awesome. The story, like I said, is not that original and things like that, but there's so many points in there that I was just rooting for Peter Parker and rooting for this person and that person and getting mad at that person. It gave you the feels. So yeah, so we got gameplay, we got story, we got graphics. What else do we got in a review? Let me think. Let me just get straight to this. Okay, let me jump into this. Miles Morales is just cool. Okay, I don't want to spoil anything, but you could tell that that dude is gonna be part of Spider-Man 2. There's no way in hell they're not making a Spider-Man 2 after this game. First of all, this game was freaking successful as hell. When it came out, it was exclusive to PlayStation 4 and it sold so well. Okay, and as you can hear from my review, it's an awesome game. Why the hell wouldn't they make a part 2? I can't wait for I love that. When games do such a good job that you're waiting for a sequel, right? Like, I want a sequel. I'm looking forward to this. Obviously, it's going to be out on PlayStation 5. I can't wait to see what Insomniac does on PlayStation 5 with Spider-Man 2. Oh my God, Miles Morales. I'm looking forward to see his story continue. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, it's obvious that he's going to be in there. I want to see how Peter Parker goes about his life and MJ and things like that, and Harry Osborn. Got some situations going on, trying to stay away from spoilers. What's his name? What's the dude? Doc Ock, right? That was awesome too. It was cool, man. His story was cool. Let's see. The game was not hard. It was an easy game. I played on normal. I never play on easy. I usually don't play on hard. I guess I try to get through games. This is better late than never gaming, right? I don't have time to play games on hard and keep dying and blah, blah, blah. I'm not looking for a challenge. I'm looking to just have a good time. So I always pick the normal options in games. And the game is not hard, dude. It's not hard at all. I think that was something, when I died, most of the times I would die once and then learn from it, especially in boss fights. It wasn't like I would die over and over and over. Like, I died once and that was it. The second time I usually got it. I did want more of a challenge, but I guess that's what the other options are for. But the normal difficulty seemed a little too easy. The boss fights were pretty epic. They were cool, and they were kind of obvious what you were supposed to do. Like, the game kind of holds your hand, which is not really a gripe. I'm just letting you know. It just kind of holds your hand, and it's kind of obvious and stuff like that. I guess I would like if they gave you more freedom to, like, think how to beat the boss and more options and things like that. Even the final boss, it was I want to say it was a cakewalk. I think I died twice. And like I said, you get used to it. You find their patterns, bada bing, bada boom, you're out of there. It's not a hard game at all. Final boss fight was pretty cool though. Pretty epic. The music in this game, cool as hell. Superhero music at its best. Gets you hyped, gets you in the moment. All right, let's get to the gripes. First and foremost, I cannot stand. Okay. First of all, yeah, this is my gripe, but I'm gonna compliment Insomniac again on the Spider-Man game. During this game, you do not play as Peter Parker / Spider-Man all the time. You play as Mary J. So MJ, aka MJ. You play as Miles Morales in some segments of the game, which I appreciate because it breaks up, the same old routine. Play as Peter Parker, play as Spider-Man. I like that they split it up like that. Like, they broke it up. Like, okay, I get to play as somebody else and do something different. I like that. I like variety in games. It wasn't the same thing, which was cool. I appreciate that. Nice try, Insomniac, but holy crap, this is one of my gripes of the game. The MJ segments were annoying as hell. That's kind of harsh. They weren't annoying as hell. They were just repetitive and not too challenging. There you go. They weren't annoying as hell. They were repetitive and not too challenging. She had sneaking missions all the time. All right, we'll get back to MJ. All right, and her personality and her character. Let's just talk about her gameplay. Every time you got to play as her, you're always sneaking around and trying to find out things. She's a reporter in this game, so she's trying to get information, and she teams up with Spider-Man as well to save the day, yada, 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 right? So every time you play with her, you're sneaking around, Okay, it got a little repetitive, it got a little boring. I think there was one mission that was kind of cool, but that was it. I just every time I had to play as MJ, I was like, oh, let's get through this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this at all. It was boring. Kind of same thing with Miles Morales. His stuff was similar to MJ. He's sneaking around. He had a purpose to do it, obviously, but he's sneaking around. Obviously, MJ and Miles don't have superpowers, so they're not swinging around or beating up enemies, so they had to sneak around. Um, but it was just, I don't know, it was too many segments like that, and it was just a little boring. And like I said, the guards are stupid. Like, they're so stupid. Like, you just walk past these guys. I got caught a few times, so I guess I'm stupid. But for the most part, it's easy, and it was just too repetitive, man. I would like if they added a little more difficulty and a little more things to do. I don't know. I just felt like it was, this wasn't my cup of tea. It was just too much. Now let's talk about what else was my gripe. Let's get to the characters, right? MJ. I did not like MJ. I liked MJ, but I did not like MJ. I liked her less and I hated her more. Okay, I like what they did in here. MJ is an independent woman in this game. She's a reporter, she's a hard worker, and she has some balls on her. Okay, but she, in my opinion, is kind of stupid. Like, she just does the most dangerous things, like she's a freaking superhero, and then she gets mad at Spider-Man in some of the cutscenes, and it's just like she's confusing. I feel like she's just doing my man Peter Parker wrong. I don't know why Peter Parker still wants to get with this girl. Like, I can't stand her in this game, dude. Like, she's okay. She's not the worst, but oh my god, please, Spider-Man 2. When they make Spider-Man 2, do something about MJ, dude. I hated her gameplay segments. I really disliked her character. She was just annoying and whiny. In one of the parts, and I know a lot of people who play this game can agree with me. There was this mission that MJ had to sneak into this facility with freaking armed military guards. God knows why she's going in there. Like, what the hell are you doing? And she's trying to uncover some stuff, right? So Peter, well, he wasn't Peter, he was Spider-Man at that point. He finds MJ there. He comes and saves the day, right? He saves MJ. And MJ, excuse my language, bitches Spider-Man out. She gets so mad at him, and I'm like, what the hell is your problem? She gets so mad, and when I say Spider-Man didn't do anything, he didn't do anything. And then Spider-Man was so apologetic. That's the only thing I hate about Spider-Man / Peter Parker's character in this game. He was perfect. I love Peter Parker. I love Spider-Man. He's so caring. He's so courageous. I loved him in this game. The only thing was he was kind of whip in this game, okay? He was just chasing Mary Jane, and he would just take anything she says. Like, he would just get kicked in the ass left and right from MJ. And I'm like, dude, grow a pair, bro. Like, you're in the right now. Why are you letting this woman do you like that? So, I don't know. I didn't like that about MJ. I didn't like her attitude. I didn't like her stupidity. I feel like she put herself in a lot of situations that she should not have. And then she just, again, bitches out Peter for no reason. And Peter just takes it. Miles Morales was cool. Let's get to his character. He was cool. I like him. Like I say, he's kind of similar to MJ. Not in character, but in gameplay. You had to sneak around. I hated that. But his character was cool. I like it, and you get to see a lot of foreshadowing of what's going to happen to him and stuff like that, especially towards the end. And I know definitely he's going to be in part 2. He goes through some turmoil as well, and it was good character development. Aunt May is such a freaking sweetheart. Her character, Aunt May's Aunt May. All right, we all know Aunt May. She's a freaking sweetheart. She's a darling. She's a cupcake. I love her so much. And I'm going to leave it right there. So whoever didn't play the game, just go play it. She was awesome. So we got Aunt May, we got Miles, we got Peter / Spider-Man, we got MJ. Did I say MJ? Who else is in there? Silver Sable? I don't know. I mean, I think I saw her in the cartoons back in the day. Like I said, I'm not that big of a Spider-Man fan, so I don't know her from the comics. She was kind of annoying. I feel like she was the weakest character of them all. She was just annoying. I felt like they could have done better with her character. I didn't believe her. Like, she was such a threat. She was supposed to be like this military threat that she runs this military soldiers, like she's the captain of them and things like that, and she runs it. But I didn't believe her. She was just more annoying. I didn't feel threatened by her like at all. And yeah, she gets sucked. I mean, towards the end, she made up for it somewhat, but I guess there's some DLC you could play and get more into her story. But she was kind of trash to me. She was annoying. What else we got here? The villains. The villains were cool. Rhino was Rhino, big dude, crushing stuff. Scorpion was there. Um, he was alright. Scorpion was cool. They had a segment in the game that Peter Parker gets poisoned by Scorpion, which was cool. I like that segment. It was alright. I died in there a few times. Um, who was Shocker? Shocker was Shocker. What's his name? What's the dude? The big dude. I forgot his freaking name, man. The big dude, man. I'm about to say Mr. Biggs. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Spider-Man freaking fanatic. The big dude, what's his name? Pen. I forgot his name. You guys know the big dude, man, the mobster. Okay, he's in the beginning of the game. He's way in the beginning. He was cool. Um, who else? Who else? I forgot the other dude's name. The old guy who could fly. The villain. What is it? Eagle guy. I don't know his name. I'm so trash. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know all this stuff. He was cool. The villains were all right. The main villain, which was Lee, um, his story was okay. He was all right too. His backstory was all right. Felt like they could have done a little better with it. It was kind of generic and things like that, and a little confusing at times, but it was okay. But the biggest one was Doc Ock. All right, his development, you could see it coming anyways. I didn't think he was actually gonna turn into, Dr. Octavius was gonna turn into, Doc Ock. I didn't think he was gonna take it that far. I thought they were gonna save that for part two. I saw the foreshadowing, obviously, but then yeah, he turns into Doc Ock. Sorry, spoiler alert. Um, I like his character development. I do. I like the relationship between him and Peter. It was very heartfelt. You got the feels for them, man. And when he transitioned from just being a scientist and him and Peter working together to being a freaking villain, like you felt it. I think that was the best villain of the game, and I love the fights between them, and I love the dialogue, and you just feel it. It was cool. What else can I say about this game, dude? Play the game. I just play the game, dude. Even if you're not a Spider-Man fan or you're not into comic books, just play the game. It's phenomenal. It's freaking fun. I don't know what reason to not play it. It's freaking awesome. It's cheap as hell nowadays. Probably could find it for 20 bucks, I think 15, something like that. I don't know. But it's freaking worth it. It was incredible. I'm trying to think what else I could say about this game. Talk about the gameplay. We talk about what oh my god. Okay. And I could wrap it up after this. My gripe was MJ's character and her gameplay, right? The sneaking around was kind of that was all right. And then Miles Morales, his gameplay was kind of the same as MJ, right? Now, wrapping it up. This, please, this was super trash. I hated it. Again, kudos to Insomniac for trying to spice up and break up the gameplay from web swinging to sneaking around with MJ and Miles to doing what I'm about to tell you. They broke it up so you don't do the same thing. So kudos to that. Now, now Peter Parker, obviously, he's a scientist. He's a smart freaking kid. All right, so there's these not mini games. It's not a mini game at all. There's these puzzles you have to solve, which I have no problem with. But they're so freaking mundane. They're so annoying, and there's so many. There's so many. There's like these like he'll go into like, how can I explain this? For example, something's wrong with the computer. All right, I'm just giving an example. He'll have to go into the computer and like fix it and rewire it and just do things like that. There were so many of these type of missions, but they weren't fun. They were not fun. You will know what I'm talking about once you play the game. Please play it. This I could do without. Please take that out altogether, or at least make it fun. All right, at least make it fun. He had to figure out like different like if he had to if he okay, like I said, he got poisoned by what's his name? scorpion, right? So you had to find an antidote. You had to make your own antidote. You had to get the ingredients and make your own antidote, right? So there's segments like this when you have to make an antidote and mix things together, and I can't even explain it. It's so hard to explain this part. And you had to, like, it's another puzzle that you have to put together. And I'm sorry, I can't explain. It's so hard. I don't know why I can't explain. It's kind of weird. You have to play it or just look it up. There was too many of these. I hated that part of the game. Like, I disliked it so much. I felt like it slowed it down. It wasn't fun, and I could do without. And if they're gonna put that in the game, please put less of it and make it more fun. It was just the same thing, and it was a drag. That's my only gripe right there. The sneaking around and those puzzles you have to solve as Peter, and some as Spider-Man, but mostly as Peter in the lab. You have to solve these puzzles. I hated those puzzles, man. They were so boring. Anyways, about to sign off. Rating my game, I give it a yoga lame, yoga yup, yoga fire, or yoga flame. That's my rating. And obviously Street Fighter reference. And I'm gonna give this game a yoga. Let's see, yoga fire, yoga flame. Without a doubt, this game deserves a yoga flame. That's it. It gets my highest honors, man. It gets my highest mark. It deserves a yoga flame. This game is definitely yoga freaking flame. I loved it. Can't wait for part 2. Better late than never gaming. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, what next?
I don't know what's next, brother. See, you gonna give me another one? Oh, please let it be the same
Looks
one.
like some impedance in this neurosensor circuit.
Wow. Wow. Oh my god. Come on, dude. Can I go fight crime?